And here's the funny part. These girls, these strong, independent women, essentially become the man that they wanted in the first place. Ooh. They become a boss babe, they make this money, they become successful. And what women don't understand is when you become a boss babe and you make money and you become successful, what ends up happening is you take on masculine tendencies. You take on masculine traits. And guess what happens when you meet a guy that's actually masculine that meets a masculine woman?
Clash.
Yeah, it's a clash. And not only that, a guy like me, if I meet a chick that's like a boss babe or whatever, I put her in the sex only category. And here's the scary part. She'll never know it.
I also think that the independence is a kind of a smoky mirror. And what I mean by that is that, like, again, we're in a society that pushes the independence of women. Go out there, get your bag, go out there, do this, go out there, do that, right? So a lot of women move around with that mindset and fool themselves into believing that a relationship is not important. And then they go out there and they achieve all those things and they attain all those things, and then they end up wanting a man anyway, right? But in the process of chasing all those things, you've kind of removed the aspect of you that men value most. And what I mean by that is the femininity has left, right? I mean, let's just be honest here. You could still be somewhat feminine, but when you out there chasing what you chasing corporate-wise and climbing that ladder, fact is that to be at a high level in those fields requires a certain level of dominance, certain level of aggressiveness, certain level of masculinity, right? So when you adapt those traits, you lose femininity every time.
This is not the 80s, 70s, 90s, 2000s for God's sake anymore, well, soon as 2000s, but you know what I mean. But, this is like an era where I don't have to come home and cook every night, We can afford, if I'm independent, you independent, we can afford a nanny. We can afford a chef to come meal prep for us, because I just eat meal preps anyway. So we can afford somebody to do our meal preps. Like, we can afford this lifestyle to where it's not taking away, So now that I'm independent, I'm working the same hours you working, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can afford to do that together. And we can still afford, now that we're both independent making money, it's not all on you. So now we're going on vacations. So where are the arguments coming from? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's life right now? Like, to me, it sounds amazing.
An increasing number of 30-something single women who also happen to be self-accomplished, drive the newest automobiles in town, and occupy top positions in their professions are showing up. Women who are self-assured and strong enough to stand up for themselves every day are starting to realize that they require a guy in their lives. They are aware that they might pass away alone, that they are sick of living alone and independently, and that they regret their choices. Women now embrace the hectic, fast-paced pace of their work and lives as normal, since they are so powerful and independent. Their tolerance for compromising their health, necessities, and personal preferences is getting them sick because they've gotten so adept at finishing tasks and taking care of others. It's time to rethink what it means to be a powerful, accomplished woman. Maybe it's time to acknowledge that even for strong, independent women, the pace and pressure are too much. They are powerful, to be sure, but they are not productivity machines, heroic heroines, or selfless martyrs. Not because they are frail, but rather because they are human. They are like other women who have needs. Many of these women mistakenly believed that there was better land over there. The grass needs to be chopped because it is so tall. It appears that a large number of contemporary women are more terrified of dying alone than they are of surviving alone. Men are obligated to labor till they die. They are not able to locate someone to care for them. These women ought to be aware that the days of the independent woman are over. Many of the strong, independent women who are protesting here had the option to marry, but many of them opted to remain single. Unfortunately, they start rejecting the same strong, independent movement and start hunting for a partner when they realize they're getting older without a man. Nobody is going to save them with a manly swoop. We are aware that they are seeking assistance rather than love. These days, all they want is a man to make their lives simpler. As their retirement plan, many women depend on males. The majority of contemporary women are unaware that simply because they are sick of being independent, they cannot decide to become traditional ladies. Either you adhere to tradition or you don't. It cannot be turned on and off at will. They fail to understand that being always tired and alone is the opposite of being strong and independent.
I've decided I am no longer a strong, independent woman that needs no man. I'm so tired of fixing shit. I don't know what I'm doing, whether it's vacuums or plumbing or broken men. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And I'm done trying to figure it out. I went through my phase of learning how to fix shit. And oh, look, I can actually do it. I'm not a dumbass. I can figure out how to rewire a light switch, which isn't difficult, but didn't believe I could do it. But I'm done. I'm done learning. I am done learning how to fix the house. I'm tired, and I don't want to do it anymore. I want a big, strong man to come fix it for me. Come on, big boys, show me what you can do.
Whoever started the independent women movement, like, take it back. Or take me off the list. Because that whole I don't need a man thing is so confusing. Because it's like, what do you need then? A bunch of women? Women need men. Men need women. I do not want to be an independent woman. Like, I do not want... God, I am not an independent woman. Please do not make me an independent woman. Pack me up!
Oh, I see. Too cowardly to deal with a truly independent woman, huh? Because I'm too self-reliant and strong. Men can't manage me. I'm not that girl. They want someone they can control. Men can't handle a strong, independent woman because they are insecure. Have you heard any of these timeless tunes before? The aforementioned claims are really simple and simplistic. This paradigm offers an oversimplified and generic viewpoint on the intricacy of interpersonal connections. On the other hand, strong, independent women may terrify some men. That cannot be disputed. Saying that all men want submissive partners is untrue. We must inhabit a world rich in nuance and diverse viewpoints, don't we? Such claims fall short of taking into consideration the wide variety of people and personal preferences that make up the human community. Saying that we would rather be with a traditional woman than a purportedly strong, independent one speaks for the majority of guys. These are a few of the causes. 1. They believe they are self-sufficient. Men are accustomed to being required as providers, but independent women don't need men to provide for them. Sometimes we feel dehumanized when we encounter a lady who worked hard to pay for college, manage her finances, pay her bills, and smash odd spiders in her flat. 2. A man would probably doubt his value if a woman had greater intelligence and experience than he had. Furthermore, this is not what society has taught us. Men detest having self-doubts. A man would probably doubt his value if a woman had greater knowledge and experience than he did. Furthermore, this is not what society has taught us. Men detest having self-doubts. 3. Rivalries and power struggles. According to the saying, there cannot be two masters in one house. There will eventually be anarchy in the home. The same is true for self-reliant women and men. Men are inherently the leaders of relationships, but strong-willed women have been misled into believing they should be in charge as well. It simply isn't possible. Guys, don't settle for someone you'll regret if you haven't found the woman of your dreams. Many conventional women are out there. just waiting for a man to make eye contact with them. You'll eat the fattest bone if you just have patience.